All right, guys, so we're going to do a video that's a little bit different today, okay? As I stumbled across this very intriguing debate between two YouTubers, and some of you guys may know who these people are, some of you guys may not. One is Sneako, whom I've done a couple reaction videos to some of his content, and the other one is Abba from the YouTube channel Abba and Preach. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is because they're debating the red pill and women. And the reason why I found this conversation to be interesting is because it really does highlight the difference between a man's perspective on life when they're young, for example, 18, 19, early 20s, versus how a man's perspective changes when they get older. They get into their 30s, 40s, they start a family, they really start to understand what actually matters in life, okay? And what the purpose of life is in regards to being a man and fulfilling that purpose, right? Finding true happiness, which is not the same thing that we think when we're younger in regards to how men perceive what happiness is, okay? And in this conversation right here, Sneako is going to come off as a guy whom is pursuing a lot of materialistic things in life, money and women, right? He thinks he's going to find happiness with money and women. And Abba is trying to tell him, you're young, you really don't know that much. That's not what's actually going to make you happy. When you get older, you're going to find happiness in family, kids, other things that are a lot more fulfilling, right? So I want to react to this because I found this conversation to be interesting. And I think it is relevant to some of the conversations that we have on my channel, okay? But speaking of women, I think it is safe to say that it is hard to please a woman, right? It's hard to make women happy. However, I think that most women, if not all women, really do appreciate a man who takes care of his skin. That's why I'm excited to have T. Hanley as the sponsor of today's video. They have helped me start and maintain my skincare routine by making the entire process uncomplicated. Honestly, it's the best skincare system for guys like you and me. I recommend you start with their level 1 system, which comes with all the basics. A daily face wash to get rid of the dirt and grime on your skin. A 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of dead skin cells. An AM moisturizer with SPF 20 because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun. And a PM moisturizer to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. My favorite part about T. Hanley is that every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. They really make the process of achieving and maintaining amazing skin easy. Their products have made my skin look and feel better than ever, but you don't have to just take my word for it. They have over 5,000 5-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers from around the world. In addition to amazing skin, members of T. Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price and the ability to customize your box, exclusive monthly deals, pause or cancel at any time, and free U.S. shipping and low-cost shipping to most other countries. And because T. Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click the first link in the description and you'll get 30% off your first box plus a free gift. Don't miss out on this amazing deal. Click that link and get started today. All right, so let's get into this.
Sense of like, as you get older, and this is true for most people, and you're going to go through it yourself, you're going to have a better view of yourself. Almost like you're seeing yourself in the third person. You know how you play video games first person shooting all the time? Playing a third person shooter is completely different because now you got your whole body in frame. You see what it looks like when you crouch. I think as human beings, we gain more of that perspective as we get older in life if we're reflective enough. And what I used to believe at 21, I no longer believe now at 32, just because life's experiences and my own reflections realize like that's not true at all.
Maybe
like,
it's because you become more sedentary as you've gotten older. Like maybe it's because it's like you become less of that aggressive man that you were at 21. Like right now, I'm all about my testosterone balls, manosphere shit. And then maybe you're just 32 and you're like, man, let me settle down.
Well, again, me personally, the reason why I found this conversation to be interesting because I'm 27, about to be 28. I think Sneako here is 22, 23. I was like 32, 33 or something like that, right? So I'm right in the middle. So I guess I'm right in the middle of this this transition between being young and then getting older. But for me, I think that my maturity level is generally a lot higher than most men my age. And it did not take me a long time to realize that the things that we chase and that we value as, young men is not necessarily what life is supposed to be about, right? Like, I was never the type to chase a whole lot of women. I was in a long-term relationship. I was fine with having one girl, like I had my mind focused on other things, right? Not necessarily chasing women, because I already could see how that could lead me down a path of destruction, right? And being obsessed with something that doesn't have a real return on investment, something that ultimately is very empty. That doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have your balls, right? That doesn't mean that you're less of a man. It just means that for me personally, I'm prioritizing things that are actually going to help me accomplish things in life that actually matter, right? To me as a man, chasing women doesn't really matter all that much, right? To me, because there's no long lasting effect or value outside of a moment in time that you get, right? A very quick moment, 5 seconds, right? You can get that with a good girl, right? That you find that really actually loves you and is not just into you for superficial reasons.
You like Sneako?
We all do, yeah.
You like you?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that shit gets old.
No.
100%.
No.
100%. And I could point to you hundreds of players who are online right now who have videos of them telling you new gets old. In fact, how about I tell you this one? And this is something even Andrew Tate says. This is something even Andrew Tate says.
See, this dude right here is a deer in the headlights. And I want to be clear, I ain't got no problem with Sneako. But he's going through the transformation that a lot of people are saying that men go through from listening to somebody like Andrew Tate. You take what he says too seriously without realizing that a lot of what he's saying is simply marketing, right? He doesn't actually live the lifestyle that he claims, because he knows that in order to be successful, he can't be focusing on some of the things that get him the most attention, right? Like, oh, how many women you sleep with, right? Nobody's gonna be successful chasing women, right? You're gonna be successful chasing other things. But see, this guy, he doesn't know how to take the meat and spit out the bones, right? And understand that the underlining message from somebody like Andrew Tate is just simply, you need to be better as a man. Like, you need to go out here and work hard, right? And to try to do something that is fulfilling in life that's going to take you to the next level. That's the ultimate goal. The women, the cars, the money, all that other stuff is just, that's the bones, right? The meat is finding something in life that fulfills you as a man, that fulfills your purpose, okay? Something that makes you productive, okay?
Sex becomes overrated after time.
No, it's overrated now.
Yeah, it's like, he says new. He's like, why do you think that is?
Because you get used to it. It becomes like when you eat the same food over and over again, it becomes boring. That's why you get new. That's why you get new. So that you spice it up, or you keep upgrading.
But guess what? After you had enough new, there is no more new.
There's always.
You understand?
There's always new.
No, you think that after you've had a few dimes, you realize dimes ain't nothing. After you've had some baddies, you realize baddies ain't nothing.
So what do you?
Why do you think so many of these dudes, as they get older in life, they stop talking about this shit nearly as much?
Because they get older and they're less testosterone.
It's not even that.
It's because you have less testosterone. That's why you don't want to go out here and, be with new women every day, because you're less of a man. As if what makes you a man is how many women you sleep with. Again, when you're going off track here, right? You're getting a little bit misguided, right? In regards to, again, what actually really matters, okay?
It's you realize, like, bruv, the payout ain't worth the work in.
Because you get tired. You get older, you don't have as much energy. You get, bleh.
It's like, even if you had the energy, because it's not worth the time. There's a video, and like, maybe you don't give about his opinion, but
no, I do.
I thought it was great. It's one with Shaquille O'Neal, and he talks about his divorce with his first wife. And he's like talking about like how, he was left, right, and center, and she was giving him kids. And at one point during this period, he got caught cheating, and ended up fucking up the marriage. They get divorced, and now Shaq is, I think, closer to 50. And he says something that I thought was so telling. He says, looking back now, I realize like I was the one who fucked most of that up. And you can pull up the clip later if you ever get a chance. I'll send it to you on Discord. But he says, the most joyous moments of my life were coming home and then seeing all my kids around and then getting to spend time with them. And that divorce, going through that whole process, that really stole from me like what I realized was my biggest joy. I spend time with my nieces now. I spend time with my mom, taking her out to dinner, showing her good stuff. And I realize like that's the stuff that matters for me. I've had enough of it for a lifetime that I'm like, bro, if I get new one, it's not even. But when I spend time with my niece and I'm watching her like walk for the first time, or I'm seeing her say words, like that shit hits different.
So you giving up?
Facts. That is what life is really about. Real experiences with real people. Okay, that is what it's about, right? A man who takes care of his kids, who takes care of his wife, that provides for his family, that does what he needs to do, so his kids can grow up and to have good lives, and you go through that experience with them. That is the fulfillment. That really is what makes somebody happy, right? That is what makes you feel complete and whole. Okay, now that's just me. That's how I feel about it personally. That's something that I realized probably a long time ago. And that is why I get up and I work every single day, even though I don't have a wife and kids. I know that eventually one day I will. So it's like I am working for them right now. I have nieces and nephews. I am working for them right now. And I'm working for you guys too, because I legitimately like what I do. I feel like what I do is good, and that I'm spreading a good message, and that is what keeps me going. But it doesn't have anything to do with superficial things like money or women or having nice cars, right? I drive a used car, right? Cars paid off. Or having nice clothes, right? I don't buy clothes. Okay, I don't buy new clothes. This necklace right here, my girlfriend gave it to me. I wouldn't be wearing it if she didn't give it to me, because I don't buy jewelry, right? Because those things, I don't get anything out of that. I get nothing out of that. What I get fulfillment out of is knowing that, okay, I'm building something for my family, and I feel like I'm doing good with the messages that I'm spreading. That's just me personally. But ultimately, I am working to have real experiences with real people that actually care about me, right? That is what I'm working for.
But your balls?
It's not even that. It's like, I've had experiences where the pussy was just like in front of me on a platter. And I'm like, bruh, I just want to sleep early today.
Yeah, you're getting tired. You're getting older. Like, that's just like, I'm too tired of.
Well, but if I was faced with the same choice, if I was to see family or things like that, I wouldn't make that same decision. What I'm trying to tell you is your priorities shift as you get older. As you start to
Is your priority shifting, or is your testosterone just dropping?
No. As a man, your
This dude, he cannot understand the concept of getting older and realizing that, okay, money and that women and these superficial things don't really matter that much. That those experiences that you're having, sleeping around with all these women, are very empty experiences that don't give you any fulfillment. He doesn't understand how a man could possibly get to that point in life, right? Again, he thinks that it has to be because you're not a man anymore, right? I'm just saying.
Testosterone doesn't drop until like you're 40.
Tate's older than you, and he's still on like get. I mean, he's talking about how it gets boring.
He's not. Yeah, he talks about how it gets boring and how he's barely on it nearly as much anymore.
But every video you watch is like, I wake up and I push two out of the way. Are you waking up and pushing two out of the way?
Bro. You know that he's saying a lot of that shit for shits and giggles. Okay.
Well, he's saying it because he can get naive young men, right, like this guy, to buy into that. Because that's what motivates young men, right? What motivates young men is the idea of having this big mansion, right, with, two women at your side, blah, blah, blah. That motivates you when you're young because you never had it and you think that's what you want. And again, it could do some good in the sense that if it makes people go out there and work harder and to do more, then I guess it's good. But it's bad in the sense that a lot of people are going to be disappointed, one, when they don't actually ever get that in life, because that happens to very few people. And two, the people that do get that in life don't actually really find happiness with that, right? How can you be happy having experiences with people that don't really care about you, that are just with you because of your money, because of your status, because of something having nothing to do with who you are as a person? Just more about, okay, what can I get from you? Oh, I'm here just for this, and I'm gonna leave. Right? Well, where's the fulfillment in that?
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's true too.
No. Listen. If you're making money and you're making moves, you ain't got time to be with hoes all day.
No,
and I'll tell you this right.
You push them out the way.
Most of the day. Most of the day.
Get out of my bed. I got shit to do.
If you're making money and you're really making money, you ain't got time to be with hoes most of the day. And you don't want to, because you realize that making money and being able to take care of your shit is far more rewarding.
And it's also antithetical, right? Making money and women is antithetical, right? Because the more time you spend with women, the less money you make, and you also end up losing money, right? Because all they know how to do is spend it, okay? Trust me, I know.
Again, you a young man. What are you, 24, 23?
23.
I ain't mad at you. Be about that. Get as much, go do whatever you got to do. I'm just telling you that when you see people speak differently, it's not because, oh, they're turning into beta males, or, oh, they want to be feminists all of a sudden. Life gives you experience. And as a result, it shapes a lot of the way that you think about stuff. Ask any motherfucker who got kids and talk to them about it, and they say, that's the best thing in my life.
Yeah. Fact.
That's the most important.
And then
thing.
your wife leaves you and takes half your money, takes your house, takes your dog.
That's a separate issue. That's a separate issue.
That's not a separate issue. Half of marriages end that way. Over half of marriages ended that. Like, yeah, you have the kids and everything, and it's just
I'm talking about divorced dads who have kids and tell you, I would never give up a day with my kid to go be with a hoe. He says, they'll tell you, I always prioritize my children. It's not because they became beta simps. It's because they understand what's more important in life. What I'm trying to get to you as a point is life experiences, things that come to you, be it children, be it family, be it whatever the fit is. It changes the way that you view priorities in life. And so every time you hear people speak from a different perspective, it's not they're betas or whatever. It's just that life has just changed them through experience. That
sounds boring. I don't want to be, when I'm 32, I want to be double the fucking now. I want to be having a bigger house, I want to be down the Hugh Hefner shit.
You want to be sad, right? You want to be sad. You want to go down a road of never being fulfilled, right? There will always be empty experience because all that stuff is superficial. None of those women are with you because they like you. They only like your money. They only like your status. And that's it. That's it. Once the experience is done, it's done. In order to get that experience again, it's not like you're getting that experience because she wants to give you that experience. You're only getting another experience with this person because you bought it, right? You bought it. How is that supposed to make you happy?
That's what makes you excited. That's what keeps your balls going. Like, you can't let go of that. You can't let go of your manhood at a certain age. If you give up on that, and like, oh, I like playing macaroni drawings with my kids.
You know what you sound like? You sound like a lot of the young women I know who say they just want to travel for the rest of their life and live on the beach. And then they get to 30, 35, and you know what they realize? Damn, I want a husband. I want to have kids.
No, I want to wait.
Facts. Right. Facts. This is the equivalent of the woman in her early 20s that's like, oh, I just want to sleep around. I just want to travel. I just want to do this. I just want to do that. Like, I don't want to get married. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And then they realize in their 30s, like, dang, I kind of want to be married. I kind of want to have kids. Like, doing all this stuff I was doing doesn't really make me happy. It's the same thing for a man. It's the same thing.
I want to have kids too, but also want 10 minutes in the kitchen.
Okay. And you know what? Once they have those, they realize, oh, this is the shit. I don't need to be out here in Cancun taking selfies all day. Listen, it sounds great to be many women. No. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. Almost every guy.
That's not a valuable comparison. That's not a good comparison, because a woman saying she wants to travel and drink martinis and Mykonos all day, that's giving up and that's not doing anything. For me to have 10 crib, like in bikinis serving me food, I need to constantly be getting it.
With your kids around, right? Which is what you said. I want to have kids and I want 10 girls be in the kitchen serving me martinis or whatever, right? Cooking for me with my kids around. Wow.
Because if I'm not getting it, then they can't be here. They don't respect me. So constantly having women in my life is to motivate me more to be the best man I could be. The more I got, the better that are here, the more I'm going to keep on going. Women motivate you.
Okay, listen,
Wow.
I'm not mad at you. And like I said, I think this just comes down to a different age. So I'm not even going to try to like convince you anything. All I'm going to say is this. You're going to have experiences with your friends. Y'all going to go to maybe a specific dinner. You take a trip. Maybe y'all watch a movie. Y'all having a laugh. And that's going to be a really valuable memory for you. And as you're going to get older, you're going to forget about 95% of the women that you but you're always going to remember the stuff that you spend with your family, the really beautiful moments. And so you don't have to believe me today. You don't have to believe me tomorrow. I'm just saying, if you come at a point later on in life where you start to question certain things, maybe you just think back on this and just think about it. That's all. I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, I know this is true just from spending time with your boys, right? All the trips that you spend with your boys, right? And everything you do, your best memories are going to be with your boys, right? That's where your best memories are going to be. Your best memories are not going to be with the people that are not your boys, right? With the random people that you met or the random women that you slept with. Those are not going to be your most memorable, best experience. The best experiences are going to be with the people that you care about the most, right? Whether it be your family, your close friends, whoever, right? That is what, in my opinion, I think the meaning of life is to create valuable experiences, memorable experiences, meaningful experiences with people that care about you and that you care about. And that's not something that I think people when they're younger really understand until they get older. And then they realize that, okay, all this superficial stuff in life that, you know, you chase when you're younger, it just doesn't really mean anything, right? It just doesn't really mean anything, right? So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.